Let's dance phonics dance style. It's time for the hunks and chunks. Are you ready? S-H, S-H, C-H, C-H, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, buck, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, buck. This is a thorn and that is a thistle. T-H, T-H, O-O-ooh, O-O-ooh. I love school. You love fruit? I do too. You, I, ooh. Put your hands in the air. Happy New Year. Make your resolution. E-W, ooh, ooh. That's at the end of a root word, and don't you forget it. The Bully Brothers. O, O, O. O, O, O. Look out for Captain Hook. I-C-E, I-C-E, ice, ice. I-C-E, I-C-E, ice, ice. A-C-E, A-C-E, ace, ace. I'm so good. Did you brag about it? You were an ace. I-N-G, ing, ing, ing. I-N-G, ing, ing, ing. Were you on a spring as you were bouncing around? I want you to kick a ball. A-L-L, A-L-L, all, kick that ball. Now let's spike it like a volleyball player. A-L-L, A-L-L, all, spike that ball. Car, car. C-A-R, you stick your arm in a jar of stars. A-R, R-R-R, A-R, R-R-R. I liked your pirate patch. O-R, or, O-R, or. I want more fish. Bite his head off that fork. O-W, ow. There's a cow going down, D-O-W-N. That's the way to get down. Oh, yeah. O-U, ow. O-U-T, O-U-T, get out of here, you bumblebee. O-U-T, out, out, out. O-U-T, out, out, out. You take a scaredy cat E, you take a scaredy cat A. You put them together and what do they say? E! But when you see the double E, you say E, E. It's a bumblebee party. When you see the double E, you say E, E. It's a bumblebee party. Party dance. E, 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 E. Rain, rain, you're a pain. A, I, A. Show me your muscles for that long, strong A. E-I-G-H, are you ready? The superhero of all the hunks and chunks. E-I-G-H, A. E-I-G-H, A. At the end of a root word, A-Y, A. Hey, do you want to play? Swish, score, hooray. O said to A, oh, I love you. And A said, absolutely nothing. So when you see O and A, what do you say? Oh, O-W, ow and O. O-W, let it snow. When you see E-D at the end of a root word, say ed, d, or t. When you see E-D at the end of a root word, say ed, d, or t. O-I, oi, O-I, oi, in the middle of a word. Boink, but it's O-Y. Oi, show me your boy muscles. O-Y, boy, at the end of a word. I-R-R, for the girls, I-R-R, and you are in the middle of a word. Did you just hang 10 as you surfed on a wave? Let's sing our Hawaii Five-O song. Da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. But it's E-R-R at the end of a word. E-R-R at the end of a word. Show me your paws with your claws. A-W, aw. Who's on your automobile ride? Let's invite two people. A-U-R, A-U-R, R, 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 beep, beep. A-U-R, A-U-R, R, 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 beep, beep. What did you just buy? Show me. O-U-G-H-T, odd. Hold your shopping bag up. Look what I bought. A-U-G-H-T, let's man a white a girl. Odd. Boys say daughters. Girls say, that's me. Get that potion that gives us the funky hunk and chunk motion. Pop its cork off. Pop. Shun, 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 shun. T-I-O-N. Shun, 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 shun. T-I-O-N. Shun, 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 shun. Do you want to live in a mansion? Of course you do. S-I-O-N. Shun, 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 shun. I want to live in a mansion. S-I-O-N. Shun, 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 shun. I want to live in a mansion. Let's pull a giant 1,000,000-pound onion out of the ground. I-O-N, I-O-N, yun. Yun, lift it up. It's a 1,000,000-pound onion. Take a bite. And blow bad breath into your teacher. Ready? Shh. Don't you wake that W next to the R. Shh. Don't you wake that W next to the R. What's it say? When you see K-N, you don't say the K, you say N. When you see K-N, you don't say the K, you say N. When you see P-H, you don't say P-H, you say F. When you see P-H, you don't say P-H, you say F. I-N-K, I-N-K, ink, ink, ink. I don't drink pink ink. I-N-K, I-N-K, ink, ink, ink. I don't drink pink ink. A-N-K, A-N-K, egg, egg, egg. I'm going down a tank. I-G-H, I-G-H, I-I-I. Don't forget the T. Pull your light cord. Ite, ite, ite. I-G-H, I-G-H, I-I-I. Don't forget the T. Ite, ite, ite. W-H, W-H, wah, wah, wah. It's a question word. Who, what, when, where, why, and which. T-U-R-E, that creature has nice features. D-G-E, what's that you say? Why have 3 letters to just say J? Thanks for phonics dancing. I hope you love the hunks and chunks like I do. Let's do it again tomorrow.
Hello, Tigers, and welcome to Tuesday, 30 March, 2021. Good to see you there. I was just going through your Seesaw journals and noticed only 5 people turned in their evidence yesterday. I really hope you just forgot to push submit or save to draft. All right? Some of you that turned in your evidence, when you turn in your evidence today, I need you to look at the feedback that I left you. All right? If there's feedback. So for today's foundations lesson, you are going to need your foundations notebook. And this little piece of paper cannot count as a foundations notebook. You need a complete piece of paper. All right? We're taking some shortcuts that we don't need to be taking. All right, Tigers? Do you have your paper, your notebook? This is not new to us. You need a writing tool, preferably a pencil. You need to sit, Bridget, in the writing position. And you need to, when I ask you to, blend to write. Some of you, I know you're not blending to write. And I know that because your letters are floating all over the place and you're leaving out sounds. All right? I want you to pay attention when you check your word on the screen. I want you to pay attention to the way the letters on the screen are and the way the letters on your paper are. Hold up your paper if you need to. All right? If yours looks different than theirs, hold up your paper next to your screen, or if your screen is side by side, that's even better. All right? So you are sitting up in the writing position. Your cameras are on. I will be watching on this device to make sure your cameras are on, because this device, I can look at just the cameras, even if this screen takes over. All right? So are we ready? Remember, growth mindset. Show what you know so you can grow. Don't show what you know so you can stay there. Yesterday we did a great activity, and some of you really learned your high frequency words that way. Some of you, you just wrote it wrong and you didn't even care to learn the correct way. Do what I ask you, please. So let's get started. Today we will read another story about Piper, Jason, Dawn, and Bubbles. It is the day of the class circus. Will the class act go well? What will Bubbles do? This is kind of like our Reader's Theater Club, isn't it? We will use the new words and skills we learned to find out what happens in the story. In the picture, I see a picture of a dog. Is that Bubbles? She does look like she has bubbles on her fur. Excuse me. So, I look forward to checking that out today in Ed Your Friend in Learning. So today we are going to play Snap and Clap. That is why I need you to get a clean piece of paper. Don't smash it into the same one you did yesterday. Yesterday your paper should have looked like this, in 2 columns with a lot of circles for highlighting what you learned yesterday, all right? So I want a clean piece of paper. Everyone, hold up your paper you're going to write on. I want to see the paper you're going to write on. Materials check. Materials check. I have a whole tablet, and there's writing here, and I'm going to the next clean page. I really like the way every morning Jaslyn writes the date on the top of her paper. She gets that while she's waiting to start the foundations. I really like that, Jazzy. Okay, so we are going to play Snap and Clap. So your pencil is right on top of your foundations notebook, because we don't want to hold our pencil when we snap and clap, okay? I'm going to say the number next to one of the high frequency words. I'm not going to go in order. And the reason I'm not going to go in order is because if somebody's not here, they're not going to get the words in order. And it's not that they're in trouble, they're not doing this with us, but I'll know if they're not improving their reading skills, it's because they're not following along with us and participating, okay? So it's not that you're in trouble, that you just want to copy the words. I want to know that you're giving it your all. I want to know that you're practicing in a way that's going to help your reading. All right? Or not. The choice is yours. So, look at number 5. What is the word for number 5? Read number 5. Once. Say it again. Once. Let's spell the word together. We will snap our fingers when we say a vowel and clap our hands when we say a consonant. And for this, we are going to use letter names because they're irregular spellings for the sounds. All right? So clap the consonants, snap the vowels. Are you ready? We are on number 5. Say the word. Once. Spell the word. O-N-C-E. Once. Pick up your pencil. Look at your paper. You can write number 5 there if you want. Or you can put number 1. It's okay. Once. Once. Pull those sounds out. We just mapped how to spell it. And I'm not going to keep saying what we're doing because that's kind of getting in the way of the routine. All right? So that's how we're going to do all of them. Okay? So what word did we already do? We already did once. Right, it's number 5, but the word is once. The next word is number 8. Number 8. Say the word Don't clap and snap if you don't know what the word is. Look at the word. Say the word. I heard table. Flex that vowel. Table. Snap and clap. T-A-B-L-E. Blend to write. Table. To include that final stable syllable in table. My phone just broke. Table. Table is what I should hear. When you're done, you are checking your word against the screen, not to copy it, not to go letter by letter, but to make sure your letters are facing the right way. Do you have a B or a D? Do you have a S or a 2? A backwards S looks like a 2. Bridget. If you know it's backwards, you can fix it. Okay. That last word we had, I got lost when my phone fell. The last word was number 8, table. Okay, next one. Number 10. Bridget, what is this word? Wanted. Everybody, before you spell it, what is the root word in wanted? And we said this yesterday. The root word is want. I need to make sure when I'm blending to write, I'm writing w-a-n-t. All those sounds. Somebody wrote wat. It's want ed. All right, you ready? Wanted. Clap and snap. W-A-N-T-E-D. Wanted. Pick up your writing tool. Pull the sounds as you write. Want ed. Want ed. I know if you're sitting up in the writing position and you're paying attention to what you're doing, you're not going to leave these letters out. Because when you blend to read your own writing, you're going to notice that word didn't say wanted. And maybe why I'm frustrated is yesterday we had an opportunity to check our work, spotlight our mistake, and write it correctly next door. And this person that frustrated me did not do that. Okay? That was wanted. The next word is number 3. Number 3, what's the word? A-long. Look at the whole word. Somebody said ah. Look at the whole word. A-long. Snap and clap. A-L-O-N-G. A-long. Pick up your pencil, blend to write. A-long. At the end, I don't hear g, I hear ng. 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 All right. Check your word. Blend to read what you wrote on your paper. We know the screen is correct. Look at your paper. Is your paper correct? Do your letters, if I read them, do they say A-long? That's why some of you aren't reading your evidence, because you can't read it because you're not writing it in such a way you could read it. You're not making it legible. You're not making it readable. All right, the next one is number 1. What is the word? Say the word. Number 1, above. Clap and snap. A-B-O-V-E. Above. A-B-O-V-E. Above. Above. All right, check your word. Blend to read it. When I say check your word, that doesn't mean go like this. Number 1 is above. Check this word that you wrote. I'm confused. I'm very confused. Next one, number 7. Say the word. Look at number 7 and say the word. As soon as everyone says it, we will continue. Say the word. Number 7. something. Snap and clap. SOMETHING. Something. Pick up your pencil. Blend to right. Something. Do you have two ohm or do you have some? Because if you write that S backwards, it's a 2. The only one who can fix it is you. All right, something. Next word. Are you ready for the next word? Next word is number 2. What is number 2? Again. Again? What does that sound like? If you read it as again, that's how you spell it. And that is the word for AI. Mateo and I were working on this word yesterday, again. But how do we say it? Again. So it's really just flexing that vowel sound just a little bit, isn't it? Again. Write it. Again. Oh, we didn't clap and snap. A-G-A-I-N. Again. That should help you to get that AI spelling because we A-I-N. All right. You ready for the next one? Pencils down. I want you to look at the whole word and then tell me what the word is. The number is, which one? Number 4. I'm listening. Tell me the word. Number 4 is a compound word. Tell me the first word in number 4. In the compound word, what is the first word? What is the first word? My. And the next word? Self. Put them together. Myself. Remember, that is why we use the vowel Y for myself, because my is a word with the I sound at the end of it, and we don't use an I. So it's my and self. Put them together. Myself. Blend. Oh, did we clap and snap? Let's clap and snap. M-Y-S-E-L-F. So the only letter that's a vowel in this entire word is the eh. However, there's a vowel sound in the first syllable, isn't there? My. Every syllable has its own vowel sound. Blend to right. Myself. Myself. Oof. Myself. All right. You ready for the next one? What could it be? What could it be? What haven't we done yet? Number 6. I want a piece of pie. What is the word? Number 6. Peace. Number 6. Peace. You ready to clap and snap? Pencils are down. Here we go. Clap the consonants, snap the vowels. P-I-E-C-E. Say the word. Peace. Blend to write it. Ease. And I know this part of the word is what's throwing us off because we know that IE says I, but also cookies. IE also says E sometimes. So some of you on your phonics camp letter E sorts have this spelling for the E sound. Those of you with 2-syllable packet, cookies. All right. What's the next one? What's the only one we haven't done? Anyone know? They. Say the word. They. Look at number 9. They. You see the irregular spelling for the A sound in they? All right, let's clap and tap it. Look at the word while you're clapping and tapping it. T-H-E-Y. They. Put it in your brain. Look down. Blend to right. They. Write that irregular spelling for the A sound. Look up. It's not A-Y in this word. It's E-Y, but we know E-Y also says key. So it also makes the E sound. But in this word, it says A. They. Everybody show me your papers. I want to see a list. You could have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or you could write what I did, 5, 8, 10, 3, 1, 7, 2, 4, 6, 9. You don't have to do that. Whew, making sure I didn't forget something. When you turn in your evidence today, I want a picture of this. So do not hold this up. Pick up your device and take a picture of your paper. I don't want to see a picture of this because I can't see your paper. I want your device, snap, take a picture of your paper. Then press that record and read me your words. All right? That was fun. Let's move on. I personally like what we did yesterday better to learn these words because you were able to focus on what you didn't know. This, you just had to practice everything. But yesterday you were able to write the word and you had to rewrite it, just the ones you didn't know them. And that was good because you learned them. And you learned what you didn't know so you could grow. So let's play with sounds and words. You've learned how to blend syllables to say longer words. You also know that working with sounds and words will help you become better readers and writers. Let's practice blending syllables to say words. Each tile on the screen stands for a syllable in a word. I will say a word in parts or syllables or hunks and chunks. You will blend the syllables together and say the word. I'll do an example. The syllables for my word, this is my word, are taste, E. When I blend the syllables, I say the word tasty. Taste, E, tasty. Now it's your turn. Blend the syllables I give you to say a word. The syllables are pick, coal. Pick, coal. What's the word? Pickle. Next word. The syllables are photography. 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 That was a long one, wasn't it? Let's try some more. The syllables are animal. Animal. What is the word? Animal. Correct. Tell me the syllables in animal. All right. Pick up your pencil. This is your star word today. Make a star. We haven't had heart words in a while. Let's have a star word. So draw a little star. Doesn't matter if it's artistic or not. Your word is animal. Blend to write the syllables in animal. And I'm listening and I'm watching. Animal is your word. Begin. Blend to write the sound you hear in each syllable. Animal. All right. Pencils down when you're done. I'm not going to show you that word. I want to see how well you're doing with these skills we're practicing. So that's just a quick check. Would you like one more quick check? I knew you would. So I'm going to give you the word, and then you're going to tell me the syllables. So repeat the word after me. The word is article. Article. We read article of the day. Article. Say the word. Article. Tell me the syllables in article. I heard article. Guess what? Pick up that pencil. Draw a star. Article. Blend to write the sound you hear in each syllable in article. This is why we're practicing to be able to know the difference in where the syllables are and the sounds are. Article. Write it. Article. Blend to write. Blend to write doesn't mean I'm writing and thinking and looking at the sky. It means I'm making noise for whatever I'm writing. If I'm writing R, I have to say article. And if I say R, I already know immediately how to spell that hunk and chunk. T, I, and cl. Final stable syllable CLE. Cl. Article. It doesn't get harder. If you've been practicing your foundations the way you should have been practicing, then as our words get really long, it's not going to get harder. You've learned everything you need to know. Now you're going to use what you know so you can grow. And the only way to do that is to find your own mistakes. But to find your own mistakes, you got to go all in. You got to stay in the game. All right? Let's move on. So we're talking about hunks and chunks. And sometimes we don't know where to, if we don't know a word, we're not sure where to divide the word in syllables, right? So if I see this word and I don't know it, I need to, in my mind, automatically hunk and chunk it. All right? So at the beginning of the year, we learned, we start at the vowels, we find the vowels and label them and label what's inside. And then this was the easiest one to separate into syllables, wasn't it? But I don't even need to know all of that. I can blend to read, but I know the hunks and chunks. So I'm going to erase the rule, because as soon as you know the meaning, you can forget the rule. If you know how to do hunks and chunks, you don't have to know those spelling rules. You know that that part that I just circled, blend that out. Ick. I see the same thing right here. Ick. I know this sound and I know this sound. So blend this. That chunk is pick and this chunk is nick. The word is picnic. So you see, I didn't have to know CVC, VCJ, XYZ. I don't have to know that. All I have to know is the sounds and the patterns. All right? The chunks. So you might not know where to divide this word into syllables, and that's okay. But you do see this pattern, don't you? So because of that pattern, tell me the sound of this vowel that I just pointed to. Tell me the sound of this vowel. U. Okay, I got a trick for you. What is the sound of this vowel in this word? In this word, what is the sound of this vowel? It's not eh, it's not e, it's silent. There is no sound. That was kind of a trick, right? Because I have Hunks, in our phonics stance, you're going to have the U sound. And this will be called, oops, U separated E. And we know that every vowel has this pattern. If this is an A, then it's A, E, I, O, U. They all have this spelling for their sound, don't they? But for now, we have U separated E. That means that's U and that's silent. We got this. All right. Do you see any more hunks and chunks? Because there's not a specific, I mean, some things are obviously hunks and chunks. Some things might just be things that are so familiar to you, you know how you're going to read them. You're not going to have to make both sounds. What about this? You're going to read that together, and you're going to chunk this together. So I have include, include, hunks and chunks. I don't really have to know all these rules. I see this pattern. I know this could have, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure. That's a or U. So what do we do? I don't know if you can see me. What do we call that when we switch the vowel sound? Flex it. We're just going to flex that vowel if we're not sure, okay? And I think I went to the next slide, but that's okay. I'm going to look for hunks and chunks. When I look for hunks and chunks, everything else is automatically going to pop out at me, isn't it? Raisin. So when we had, and I really wish Mateo was with us right now and not in his pullout, because right now is when Mateo is going to make this connection. That no matter if the word is play or the word is playhouse, our reading methods do not change. If we've been blending to read and recognizing hunks and chunks or patterns in words, we've already mapped the code. Language is a code, just like computer programming is a code. Reading is a code, and it's a sound-based code, right? So look for hunks and chunks when you're figuring out how to divide words into syllables. And then you don't have to remember all of these rules. I see this hunks and chunks. I see this vowel team. I see this vowel team. I see this vowel team. I see this blend. Reading's easy when you do that first, isn't it? So if this is the E sound, and this is on, C's on, C's on. This is the O. Everybody should know this word. This is toadstool. Toadstool. So when you're blending to read, especially unfamiliar words, that's what you should be doing. That's why right now I'm not having you write these. I'm not even having you read them. I just want to show you what you do first. You don't go to the beginning and sound it out because you don't know the sounds. And that's why we don't say sound it out. Even though technically we're sounding it out. We're making the sounds as we go throughout the word. But that's not what we're doing. We're blending the sounds that we've identified, okay? Remember, OU could say a lot of things, huh? Ow or oo. In this, it's coupon. This EA could say E, A, eh. In this one, it says eh. But if I said maddo, mado, meadow, meadow, I'm going to try all of those sounds that I know this spelling can make, especially if I don't know the word. And the one that makes sense to me is meadow. We live in a meadow, and we call that flex it. I wish I had my pen here. Flex it. Flex it. But there are only about 3 or 4 vowel patterns where you even have to flex it. So it's nothing to memorize. So when I'm looking at my vowels, if there's an R with the vowel, we call those R controlled. And it doesn't matter what vowel it is, all of the vowels are R controlled. So this AR is R, UR, ER. R controlled vowels. I'm not going to sound this out as ah. So this is not ga right here. This is gar. This is not buh. This is burr. This is not g, it's gur. This is d, n, den, because there's not an R controlled vowel. It's just a eh. All right. See these R controls? R controls, R controls. They really cut down on how much we have to read, don't they? Because I don't even have to read this part. I know this part. I know this part. I know this part. I know this part. And this one says at or e. I don't know yet. So I'm going to flex it, maybe. Before. Does that sound right to you? No. So what am I going to flex him to? I tried Doesn't sound right. What do I flex him to? What sound? E. Let's read it with the E. Before. And some of you might have already seen that, but you still need to know how to flex it because you need that strategy when you don't know the word. All right? So those of you that are flexing a lot, that's good because when it's words that nobody knows, you're going to be the one that says, I know how to figure this out. And then this week we talked about the consonant, any consonant with LE. Kol, dul, sol, full, right? And then I just read the rest of the word. This is can, dull, candle. All right? So some of you have these words to read in your evidence. If you don't, it means I don't need you to read them because I know you know them. Some of you have them to practice, and that's okay. So if you don't have them, don't worry about it. I know who I gave them to. And you're either practicing something else if you don't have them, or you're practicing something else. So don't worry, everybody's going to practice what they need to practice. This is nothing new. This is a review from first grade. They just throw it back in there because you already know it. Now that we're talking about syllables and how to hunk and chunk words, they want to remind you of this. It's not new. All right. And so this is what you may see in your evidence in Seesaw. All right. If you do not see it in your evidence in Seesaw, it's because you're going to read it with me. Okay. And we're going to use our little card and we're going to blend to read after we highlight the hunks and chunks. All right. That's exactly what we do when we're doing word work. Look at all these goal, pull, tool. Makes it pretty easy to read. So pay attention to that when you are reading. If I hear on the end, it proves to me you did not pay attention. And I might have put this in there just because I know you're not paying attention. Some of you have this page and some of you have the other page. So now we are ready to reread or read about Piper, Jason, Dawn, and Bubbles. The other story, we have two stories in our Ed Your Friend in Learning this week. The other story was about the circus clowns, right? This is about what Bubbles did. So that's it today for our Foundations lesson. Make sure when you turn in your evidence, you are reading me the words that you wrote, and you are taking a picture of your paper so I can see your writing, and I can see that your S's are not backwards, and I can see that you're not smashing your letters together, and I can see that your writing is legible. All right, we do a lot of writing, and so I want to see that you're improving, okay? I want to point out today that we have class managers call. If Victor and Isis are both here, we have class managers call today. What the class managers need to know is a timeline for your projects. The TigerTube team, when are you going to start publishing videos? The game developer team, when are you going to have a game ready? The Tiger Tutor team, how can I come to you to get help? All right. So I want to point out that on the schedule here, it says 2:15 to 3 o'clock, más y menos, more or less. That's Social Studies SEL. That's the time I'm giving you this week to build your community projects. All right. Not build your projects, but you know what I mean. To get that work done, get the planning done, start the work. All right. If you finish your math early, you can start creating a podcast. You can start writing an article. You can start looking up the weather so you can make this week's weather report. All right. You could start interviewing people. You could start making flyers to get people to come to your tutoring. Or you could start making a video to teach somebody something if somebody's already asked you for a video. All right. So that's the time you have to work on that. I'm not going to tell you go work on your projects. I'm not going to tell you, hey, aren't you supposed to make a video? You're supposed to be using Basecamp. And if you have an idea that nobody's thought of on your team yet, go to Basecamp, say, hey, add a task, create weekly weather report, Dominic, and write on there when you're going to get it done so your team knows what you're working on. Then they don't have to call you to ask you. All right? You are going to waste a lot of time asking people what they're doing. All right? Those are your jobs. So anytime you're done with your must-dos, in class, your work, on your agenda, even on your agenda is time to do that. All right? You do have time to do that. You will be working again in breakout rooms today with your Space Camp team. All right? If you finish all of your small group reading, independent work, and evidence and writing, this extra time before PE, since we don't have anything today, you can be filming a podcast. You can be writing a script for a podcast. You can be making a stop animation to teach somebody about area. I think the only one that knows about area is Mateo because he's a little ahead in his math. All right? People, whatever the subject is, if you think you're really good at it and you could teach somebody else, make a video about it because each one of us has a skill in something else. And each one of us needs help in something. All right? So get your work done so you can get your jobs done. All right? I need a podcast. I need a weekly newsletter to publish to parents. I need a weather report so I know what to wear next week. I need some students to be tutored by their peers because some things that just aren't sticking and they need your help. All right? So all of your jobs are important. I need you to do your jobs. I will do my job while you're doing your jobs. Okay? Let me and the managers know if you have any questions. All right? Right now, go turn in your evidence. Read your evidence. If you have words to read in your evidence journal, go ahead and read me those too. I need them both. I need them all. Gold team, online gold team, immediately start working in your group together. In small group, cameras on. In small group, microphones on. Get a plan of how you're going to work together. And then when you go to Seesaw to open your journal, of course, your camera's not going to be visible. That's not what I'm talking about. Come together as a team. Help each other. Bridget, I'm counting on Bridget and Bruno. Jaslyn, Allison, and Mateo are in class with me. But they're going to be logging on with you, so when you get in there, be in there with them. They miss you guys, okay? Sophia, you know what to do on your team. Victor knows what to do on his team. All right. I'm going to go start my reading groups. What are you guys doing? I don't think anyone's still here. I think I'm talking to myself. Hi, Mike. Let's get these fish to play.